Okay. Boys and girls, I'm incredibly honored to be surrounded by these folks, very famous folks, very talented folks that we have a long-standing relationship with. And we're here this evening to celebrate our 50th anniversary. And in all candor, it's very difficult for me to believe that it's been 50 years, but I think somebody said one time, you know, time passes real fast when you're having fun. But I appreciate the fact that this industry has supported Peavey, and Peavey has done the best it could to support the industry, including some of these guys here who've been working with us for years and years. And one of the things that I think is very neat about what we all do, we're all in the music business, and music is all about passion. Music is one of the few things that people will fight you over. Passion transcends a lot of other things, like money and things like that. Everybody likes to make money, but the fact of the matter is, if you do what you do just for the money, but the passion's gone, then a lot of the feeling is gone. The people that are doing what they do just for the money tend not to last, and that's certainly not been my history, because I'm doing what I do because I love music and I love musicians. And quite honestly, if I was a good musician, that's what I would be doing, but that wasn't the gift that I was given. The gift I was given was building things, and that's what I've been doing for 50 years, and good Lord willing, that's going to continue. So I just want to say to everybody, dealers and people that use Peavey and these folks here, I'm just so incredibly appreciative of what you've done and the support that you've given to Peavey. And I like to say that at Peavey, we don't just build things, we build people. We've given opportunities to people that in a little country town might not have had those opportunities. And in the process, I've been incredibly lucky because I've had the opportunity to grow. One of the things that kept my interest in all these years is every day I get to learn something. And after 50 years, you look around and say, well, maybe I do know a thing or two. But that growth process keeps going. The passion keeps growing, and the results speak for themselves. Quite honestly, I think business is kind of like a rodeo. The one that can stay on the pony the longest wins. And I've been on this bucket bronco for 50 years. So, folks, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you.
All right, we can take questions now, and if you guys can speak a little bit loud so everyone can hear you. So raise your hand if you have any questions. All right, you have a question.
There's been so many different ways that all of you have expressed yourselves musically over the years. And I'm just wondering if tonight we're going to see something we haven't seen before. If anybody's got any surprises planned.
Well, you know, I understand that there's people going to get up and say things about me that are not true.
No, I think that all of us gathered here, you know, this is the first time that quite a few of us has ever played together, you know. We've played maybe on the same stage with our respective bands, but it's the first time we've ever been able to like join together. And I know that, I don't know what, you know, maybe speak for Gary, but myself, I'm quite honored to be here and share the stage with all this talent and play songs that people I think will recognize. And it'll be a lot of fun.
I'm here because I lost a bet. No, man, we're here for Hartley and Peavey and NAMM here, but we wanted to thank him for all he's done for us. Yep. We started with Hartley back in the 70s, the early 70s, 71 I think, or I don't know the exact date, but many moons, and he helped us out through the years. And he's always been around, like you said, the passion is what keeps us here. So we're just here for him and to make a little music with people we just meeting here and Robert here. Yes, sir. And we just like to play, you know, and Hartley makes that happen. So we want to thank him.
What's Kenny gonna do?
You don't play the drums, I guess.
Do we have any other questions?
As NAMM experienced, obviously there's a lot of smart technology that's being incorporated into your equipment. So how are you guys? I mean, are you adapting to it? And I just want to know what you guys are thinking about the new technology, things that can be integrated into that.
We're constantly on the cusp of technology. The fact is, we probably received more product awards than any other company over the years. And the reason for that is we continue to push the state of the art. My best products were not products that I made, 4 decades ago. And this is why we don't do reissues. Because when a company does reissues, they're basically telling you that their new stuff is not as good as their old stuff. So Peavey doesn't do reissues because, frankly, what we're doing today is light years ahead of what we did years ago. Peavey's a different kind of company. We don't just do it for the money. We're doing it because that's what we want to do. It's the passion. The best way to get me to do something is tell me I can't do it. And they've been telling me that for years now. Sadly, sometimes they were right, but at the end of the day, we made progress. And you know what? We still are. Knock on wood.
Next question. Don't be shy, guys. You know you want to ask a question.
You each have a certain product that you all endorse. For Peavey, is there anything else that you found that you like to play just as much as the product that you're endorsing?
Well, just all this stuff's great. The guitars are great.
Just a little bit louder, please.
There's 100 guitar companies, but Peavey's as good as any of them, and the amps and all the pedals and all the other things they have. I don't even know where to start. They have it all, so he expands every year. And
Ricky? No, I think that, I believe that every artist, I think the guys up here would agree, you have certain companies that are staple, that are foundations to the music industry, whether it be rock or pop or country or R&B or whatever, And Hartley's company has been a staple, has been a foundation, along with other companies and stuff that's gone out, that's become, a foundation. And I know for myself, I got used to playing a certain thing, and as I was growing up, I got used to playing a certain guitar. And once you get used to playing a certain guitar, it's so hard to, when your grandfather's been playing that brand of guitar and he passes it on to you and he goes, you play this and don't you play anything else or I'll come back and kick you in the ass, you know what I mean? So all of a sudden, but then what you do is you kind of go out and you go, well, maybe I'll try this product. Maybe I'll try this PVM, or maybe I'll try this PV guitar or something, and all of a sudden it falls in your lap and it feels good to you. And whatever feels good to you, you go with it. You know what I mean? The sound, we all listen to tone. The guitar players will tell you, we live for tone. I do. And you become a tone master. This guy sitting next to me right here, this is a serious tone master here. I mean, the guy is incredible. He is. The guys down here at the end. I mean, they're all, with Rudy here, everybody has tested their stuff over a period of time, and they find that tone, that sweet tone that you love to play and carry throughout your career. And he started a company that people could find that tone and live with,
But you see, we listen. Because it's not about what I think that they should like. It's about what they like. It doesn't matter. They may not know the technical things and how to work with high voltage and that kind of thing, but the trick is listening. A lot of people that build equipment, they want to tell artists what they need. We approach from the other end. You tell us what you want. And it's difficult. It's difficult because, quite honestly, a lot of these guys are not technical. So when they tell us what they want, the trick is listening and trying to make it happen. Sadly, no language, as far as I know, is capable of describing a tone. You know, if I tell you I'm coming through the door with a black t-shirt, you kind of know what to expect. But if somebody says, well, you know, I want a nice full low end and a smooth middle and kind of a crisp high, what the hell does that mean? Right. So it's kind of a guessing game and being able to interpret what these guys say. And at the end of the day, this is why Peavey doesn't have a quote signature tone. Some of our competitors do. That's what they do. You can listen to it on record and say, oh, that's brand X, Y, or Z. We build for the artist. They tell us what they want. It's not what I want, but it's what they want. And you know, I'm not going to buy amplifiers. I've got thousands of them in the warehouse. It's up to them. They are the tone meisters, not me. And that's the difference between Peavey and some of my friendly competitors. And quite honestly, some of them think they know everything. And you know, it's not up to me to judge what is good. It's up to these guys. They tell me what's good, and my job is to try to figure it out and make it happen. So, and that's the challenge. But on the other hand, that's the fun of it.
We got one question over here.
You know,
Given that you, I'm trying to find where it says, given that Peavey has established itself in the legacy of music, where do you see Peavey as far as the innovation and future technologies in the music industry?
Well, you know, every day new technology comes along. I would have never in a million years ever thought that we would have 2,000 different products. And it's very difficult to do that. When we decided to get in the guitar business, we didn't want to get in the guitar business like everybody else. We did it a different way. We were the first people back in the 70s to use computer-controlled machines to make guitars. Everybody said I was crazy. But today, that's where everybody's doing it. If you're making guitars, you're using computer-controlled equipment. We did it in the mid-70s. In 1993, we introduced the world's first digital audio networking system. Everybody thought I was crazy. They said, we'll never trust a computer in our audio designs, but you know what? You'd be hard-pressed to go to a theme park or any place else. Am I early?
hey, ladies and gentlemen,
No,
Mike
you're late, so
Anthony.
you have to
We were just getting to that part when we talk about you.
Actually, we've been talking about you for the last half hour.
It's a Michael Anthony roast.
Sorry, kids, I have to commute in the heavy traffic.
Pull up a chair and sit down.
Can I sit on your lap?
Yeah, you can sit right next to me, everybody. Come
We
on,
got a
sit.
question right there.
But anyway, hell, I forgot what I was saying.
We're talking about technology and being on the
No,
cutting edge.
But technology is enabling us to do things today that 5 years ago would have been magic. In fact, as we're about to introduce a technology that can listen to any amplifier and duplicate it. I'm terrifically excited about that. And you know what? A lot of guitar players especially get mad at me when I tell them there's no magic. It's like telling a kid there's no Santa Claus. Magic is what you don't understand. But if you spend 50 years studying something, then you understand a hell of a lot more than people that come up. You see, there is nobody that has any magic. Technology is not magic, it's technology. If you don't understand the technology, then it looks like magic, but the reality is it's not. So there is no magic, there is a lot of technology, and I learn something every day. So Peavey improves. This is why we have earned 180 patents. You know why you get a patent? For doing something different. The music industry has a lot of people that are doing the same thing. You go out in the NAMM show floor and you'll see thousands of companies making variations of the same tired old theme. Not Peavey. We want to do it a better way. When I started a company 50 years ago, I wanted to be the best. By definition, you can't be the best unless you're different, right? And we are. The passion is there, the technology is there. The awards for technical excellence have been there, and I hope that keeps on. So that's the fun of it. But, you know, I don't think that all these awards that we've been given, I don't think I've ever gone up and received a single one of them. Because the engineers and the people that innovated that product, they're the ones that received it. And they should have, because that's the way Peavey does business.
All right, we got one right there.
First of all, Hartley, thank you for taking the time to talk to us today. Quick question. In the last 50 years, what was the single most, the largest accomplishment you can say in your career in the music business was?
Well, that's a toughie. I don't know. You know, we've done so many things. We've tried the keyboard business.
Making a pedal steel amp.
No, Robert, we did make a steel amp.
Yeah,
not
that's
many
great.
people realize how difficult it is to do a proper steel amp. And it's a long story, I won't go into it, but you know, a steel has 10 strings. They have those pedals and they can lay the strings down like a limp noodle. And I got in the steel amp business, I think I told you this, as a challenge. We had a guy that played with Ray Price, and he came in and played my latest and greatest, and it sounded like crap. And he told me so, and he insulted me, so I spent 2 years researching steel amps, and we found out how to do it. See, every day we learn a lesson. And if you talk to these guys who've been around for a while, they'll tell you the same thing.
You know, that's your biggest accomplishment, is that you're listening to everybody and you're improving and you're staying in the game. That's your biggest accomplishment.
Well, you know,
You haven't, you know.
I don't feel the need to be right. What I think doesn't matter. What matters. So, listen, you know, the wonderful thing about it is if you will just listen to your customers, they'll tell you. Just do it. That's the challenge. But you know, if you think you're hot stuff and you're smarter than everybody else, then you're going to tell them instead of them telling you. We don't operate.
We got one right here.
I know Buck Dharma has used your composite acoustic and loves playing it. Has anybody else in the dais used the composite acoustic yet? What are your thoughts?
I didn't hear that last part of it either.
I know Buck Dharma has used the composite acoustic and loves playing it. Has anybody else in the dais used the composite acoustic yet? What are your thoughts?
I haven't. When people play composite acoustic, and let me also tell you, the reason we're making guitars out of graphite is because it's different. You know, wood is a wonderful material. There will always be wooden guitars, but the companies that grow so-called tone woods, they don't want to export that anymore. So, I mean, some companies in our industry have been victimized by a lot of federal regulations, and a lot of people know the answer to that, but our guitars, the best guitars that we've been able to build, are made out of graphite fiber. They don't have a truss rod. You know why? They don't need one. And when people play it, they say, wow, I didn't know that a composite guitar could sound this good. It sounds better than wood. Well, everybody knows that sound vibration propagates further the more dense the material. Graphite is much more dense than wood. The top of our guitar is so thin, it's incredible. It's like two business cards put together. And if you built a wooden top that thin and then tuned it up, the bridge would rip out. The reason we do it is because it's different, it's better, granted more expensive, but you know, that's what we're about. We want to make the best products that we know how to make, period. Not the same old stuff that's been around for 30 years, and that's, or 40 years, or 50 years, or 100 years for that matter. We want to do it a better way. So composite acoustics, in my mind, is the future, because there's going to come a time when you're not going to be able to get ebony and rosewood and all these so-called tone woods. So that's why we do what we do. And of course, everybody says, well, you know, it shouldn't be, but you wait and see. Graphite and other materials are going to be what's happening.
We got time for about one more question. Don't forget, you guys have an incredible table of talent right here. Louis.
Hello everyone, it's Louis from theToneKing.com, and I have a question for the group. I saw a video of Sweet Home Alabama, one of the early video cuts, and on stage was Peavey amps. What advice could you give to, we've all been there, a kid getting their guitar, an amp for the first time? What kind of advice could you give to a child picking out an instrument or amplification for the first time?
Wow.
I know that I've been asked by people, you know, that are buying their kids, you know, their first guitar or, you know, first instrument, you know, and they ask, you know, what should we start them on as far as lessons? And the first thing out of my mouth always is give them something that, first of all, something that you can afford, like an acoustic guitar, and that they can hold easy, that fits their hand, because we know how kids are sometimes. They get frustrated after they've been given lessons and stuff. It just isn't for them. They throw it down and they give it up, and the guitar just sits there. And I know that there's been several parents that have come back to me and said, I'm glad you suggested giving them an acoustic, because had it been, I'd have went out and bought them an expensive, you know, electric guitar and an amp. Maybe they wouldn't have gotten interested in it, you know, as quick. And they went from acoustic guitars. I know that down in Fort Myers, we have a music academy where there's several teachers down there. They teach about 50 kids music, you know, music instruments, whether it be guitar, bass, drums, piano, whatever. And I know that those kids will come in and we give away guitars. And the most guitars that we give away are acoustic guitars. And they go on from that to go on to electrics. And the one advice, that's one advice, if I was given, you know, to somebody, start them off light with something like that and let them graduate up. You know, that's it.
Well, I think that's about it. Do you guys want to do a group picture?